Hi, I am doing a continuation on kind of foot care for athlete's foot, and I've been in my garden, but this is what I'm trying to heal. Like, this foot is normal. It's a little dirty, but it's normal. And then this foot has a rash, and I got this, I believe, through my landlady's dog. She didn't clean up after her dog, and it would defecate where I'd walk to go to my pick up my mail. And so eventually, just over the years, I got a foot infection, and I've been contending with it for over a decade. And anyways, I am I've been doing one remedy, which if you watch my videos, you'll see what they were. Now I want to do something kind of abrasive to accelerate removing dead skin. So I am going to grind up some almonds, and these are apricot kernels, and apricot kernels are also popular as an anti-cancer agent. However, I'm just going to use the almonds and the kernels as kind of like a skin abrasion thing. And I figure, I'll just add more. Like, I'm going to put a little sunflower seed, a little sesame seed, little pumpkin seed. They all have medicinal therapeutic qualities. I'll put some sea salt in just to add minerals. And I will put some wakame, some kombu, which is a large seaweed, also for minerals. And I'll throw in some fenugreek, just simply because it could be something helpful for abrasion. And according to my other protocol, I will also add a couple of the previous items. My pureed overripe papaya, which is has an enzyme kind of quality, so it will remove dead skin, kind of digest it. Again, I will use some egg white, which is it kind of helps your skin. I don't know the technical thing. I just experienced its effectiveness. I'm going to add some fermented miso, fermented product, just for reestablishing flora on my skin. See if that'll work. And witch hazel, and this is rose petal witch hazel. And according to listening to Robert Young's essential oils tapes, rose has the highest vibration in all of fragrances in terms of healing. And apparently, disease has like a 50 hertz or 50 megahertz vibration, and then like rose has like a 250 megahertz or hertz vibration. So apparently, it's a very powerful healing agent, and I've seen it on other people and myself. Like when I've used it for a cut or a scratch or something, it does heal rapidly. So I'm also going to use some watermelon rind, and watermelon is high in silica, and I'm just wondering if I can absorb the silica through my skin. So I'm going to blend that up as well. I'm going to put it in my galoshes and use it when I'm ready. So I will show you the procedure in just a minute. Okay, so here are my galoshes, and I just want to reiterate that it's good to use galoshes that are your size. I'm 8.5. My shoe size is 8.5, so I'm using galoshes that are that size. So here's my pureed papaya, full of enzymes, and I'm using a nice heaping tablespoon. And the reason why I'm willing to just use that much is I figure everything else is going to aid in the process, and if I feel like more would be better, I would use more in the future. So I'm going to put about a half a teaspoon of miso in each. might be even a little less than a half a teaspoon. I also want to add another item, bentonite clay. And bentonite seems to have other qualities to it, a little different than everything else. It kind of works on an ionic level. It attracts toxins with it, and it also has nutrients, minerals. So, minerals. So, just for whatever it's worth, I'm going to put about maybe a tablespoon, more or less. I'm going to put probably about just a couple squirts of my rose water. And now and I'm going to put in some of this egg white. So, sorry about that. If I was really into lots of little extra activity, I would actually whip the egg white up. So I'm going to put maybe a half a teaspoon or maybe a teaspoon of egg white in each boot. I am also going to use clove, the spice clove. It's supposed to be really popular in Ayurvedic medicine, so we've got about maybe about 10 cloves in there. And I'm just making this up as I go along, so you can do what you like. So I'm just going to put a few pumpkin seeds in here. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm just going to roughly grind this up, because I want it to be sandy. I was thinking of originally using sand, and I may someday use sand, but I just wanted to see how this would work. So there I had my almonds, my apricot kernels, fenugreek, clover, pumpkin seeds. Now I put in a few, like probably a teaspoon of sesame seeds. And I'm going to put a pinch of sunflower seeds. And I forgot to put in some salt into the boot. I'm just going to assume it'll dissolve with all the liquid in there. So, and I'm probably, upon reflection, I am going to put in some, I believe I'll put in some aloe. So I will grind this up. So I have run the grain mill for maybe pressed it maybe 5 or 6 times, and so this is what it looks like. It's becoming a little bit more pulverized than I wanted, so I think next time what I would do is I would do the bigger seeds first, and then the smaller seeds, I would add them later. So here is the wakame. I'm going to put that in, just taking a few sprinkles. I'm a little low, so I figure though they are high in minerals, so. And then here's the kombu. I'm going to cut that. So here is a strip of kombu, and I'm going to put the bigger strip on the right-hand side and the smaller strip on the left-hand side, because the worst of my my athlete's foot is on my right foot. I'm going to add one more thing to my blended thing. I'm going to put in a capsule of lysine, vitamin C, echinacea, golden seal, licorice, propolis, and garlic. It says it's odorless, but while I've consumed it, I agree it's pretty not very. I wouldn't say it's really hard on my breath, but there's still kind of an odorless. I mean, there's kind of a garlicky smell. However, for my cold sores, when I do use it, it's really helpful. However, you do want to drink a lot of water with it, because it can actually, for me, when I take lysine, if I fail to consume a lot of water, I actually can aggravate my cold sores. Yet lysine is